And see if we get off the island, will you? Thank you very much.
Who, although small and sickly as a child, grew up to become the world's greatest modern-day decathlete in the small and sickly class, David Letterman!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the program. As I was telling this wonderful... As I was telling this wonderful studio audience minutes ago, I feel like $1,000,000. I have a cold. I caught it from a staff member. She's back there. She'll deny it. I went to Johns Hopkins University today, flew down there to, where is that, Paul?
Oh, Johns Hopkins.
Johns Hopkins.
Oh, what, in St. John's, New Brunswick.
Yeah, that's where it was. And I went to the medical school there, and they ran some tests on me. It's now official, ladies and gentlemen. I have the worst cold in the history of medicine. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And you know, the only thing that keeps me going here tonight, your love. Your support. The heartfelt prayers that I'm feeling here tonight, and... I know, what do you have in your mouth, Bill? Don't do this to me. Why do you... Don't... What do you have there in your mouth?
Oh, you were a little late. The lady up there gave you 2 of these.
Oh, and you know I want them now that you've had them in your mouth. What would possess you to put those in your mouth?
I eat upstairs in the cafeteria.
Oh, okay. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. They're what are they? They're what are they for my desk? They're little birds, aren't they? That's very, very nice of you. Thank you, ma'am. Good news and bad news for New York City basketball fans. Tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden, there's going to be a ceremony at which Earl Monroe's New York Knicks New York Knicks jersey will be retired. That's the good news. That's the good news. Now, the bad news, immediately following the ceremony, there will be a Knicks game. So that's... But you know, ladies and gentlemen, seriously, in these times of world chaos, don't you think that... I don't know, it's just a segue. There is a interesting article in USA Today. 3 largest drug companies in the United States. Paul, help me out on these. You know what they are? 3 largest drug companies. I'll name the first one, you do the second one. First one, of course, Johnson & Johnson. Yeah. Second one is
Miles Laboratories.
That's right. And the third one, Eastern Airlines. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, in times of world chaos like this, we feel that it's so important that as a people we pull together and... What a show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm surprised this is ours. Say hello to our good friend, Mr. Paul Schaefer.
Thank you. I don't know, you know, we're young, we're in show business. The world is our oyster, don't you think?
Got the world by the tail, buddy.
We got it.
Tonight is Thursday night. We answer our voluminous viewer mail on Thursday nights. I got this telegram a couple of nights ago from this management company. What's the name of it, Paul? Who are they?
Is it
Meathead Management?
Frontline Management, yeah.
No, Frontline Management, that's right.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks is...
They said we couldn't talk about Stevie Nicks, and so I don't know. It says, we would appreciate it if you would not mention Stevie as a guest on an upcoming show as you did last evening. We were talking about Stevie Nicks. We all love her, think she's terrific. Wanted her to be on the show. We get a telegram here saying we can't talk about her. So now, I get a call from the guy today out there at Frontline Management. Here's the address, by the way, if you want to drive by. It's... Los Angeles, California. And they say now that they didn't send us this telegram.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, they didn't send this telegram. And furthermore, they're talking to their attorneys, and they really didn't care to be called weasels. So when I said weasels, I only used that word in the best possible sense. So, you know, maybe they're not weasels. I'm sorry if you're not weasels, then, you know. But a high percentage of people in show business, in music, are weasels.
Are weasels.
But that doesn't mean there couldn't be a slight percentage, that, like these folks here at the Goofball Management, who aren't weasels.
Front line management.
I'm sorry, front line management.
Yeah.
It's only a joke. It really... This whole thing is a joke. Do we have some Stevie Nicks we can look at, Hal? Is that loaded up and ready to go? Yeah, it's only a joke. We love Stevie. We love music. We love the management. Here she is now, never looking better, ladies and gentlemen. There she is. Stevie Nicks asking the musical question, I can't wait. There you go. Thank you, Stevie. So, don't get any... Yeah, that's exactly. But don't get any silly ideas about suing us, because it's only a joke. We have nothing but the highest regard for meatball management.
What is it? Front line
management.
management.
We have nothing. In fact, we had this discussion earlier today. If I needed a musical management firm, I'd go right there to the front line. Oh, no. No, it's a joke. We love everyone in show business.
Yes, we do.
Now, but we really do like Stevie Nicks, and we'd like her to be on the show.
You love Stevie. You were telling me.
We don't have a problem with Stevie. It's just these people that sent us the telegram. But they say now they didn't send us the telegram, so that means that it's some kind of random act of terrorism here. Please don't sue us. I have a cold. Parents' Night. This is going to be exciting. Parents' Night. Parents. So
great. I am representing Sid's parents now, as a matter of fact.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm managing them.
Oh, you're managing Sid's parents.
And they would really rather you didn't talk about, you know, their appearance on the show. You know.
Okay. Okay.
They're flattered. They are flattered.
That's breadline management out there on Melrose. Don't bother them. Folks, look at this. Look what we got to do. It's viewer mail. How can I possibly do viewer mail? I have a terrible cold. I'll tell you how I can do it. I have the strength of 10 men. Here we go. Am I overlooking something? I've wasted all this time, haven't I? Well, let's get on with it. Damn it, we got a show to do. We've got Americans to entertain. Let's just get going. Dear Dave, letter number... Oh, wait a minute.
What about the pyramid?
That's right. Hal Gurney tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to enhance the presentation by graphically explaining for you the pyramid of comedy, the concept upon which this presentation is based. Go ahead, Hal. The pyramid of comedy.
Letter number 1, laying the foundation.
That's right. These are the building blocks of solid red-hot comedy. Here we go. Dear Dave, what's the deal with the donuts? With regret, Herb Bailey, Terre Haute, Indiana. Good question, Herb, but I must tell you, it's the same as all my deals. Volume, volume, volume. Letter number 2.
The mezzanine level.
That's right. Did you know the Egyptians had mezzanines in those pyramids?
I didn't know they had that, actually.
You go up there and have finger sandwiches and soup. Dear Dave, do you expect me to stay up late every Thursday night just to see if this lousy letter gets read on the air? David Tanner, Columbus, Ohio. You're right, David. I think that's way too much to ask of you. So here's what you do. In the future, just check your TV guide. Oh, here it is. Yeah, just check the TV guide and see if there's something there in the listing that might interest you. Take a look at that. There's no point in spending your day waiting for the show when you can look in the TV guide. Oh, there it is. Scheduled guests include Ron Reagan Jr., Sissy Houston, and David Tanner gets his lousy letter read on the air. So... just look in the TV guide there.
Letter number 3. Midway point. Breather.
The breather. That means that this is the midway point where people can kind of relax, freshen up, take a break from all of the laughing they've done.
So there's not necessarily going to be much funny about this one. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily. This is just a resting point.
Rest period.
Resting point. Letter number 3.
Get something to eat. I'll be back.
All right. Dear Dave, I've heard that the only creatures that would survive a nuclear war are rats, cockroaches, and record executives. No, I just added that part. I'm sorry, it's a joke there. I think late night should survive, too. Would you convince NBC to construct a special shelter for the late night crew and personalities? Concerned, Rob Keith, Kingston, Ontario. I've been to Kingston. Nice town. Gee, surviving World War III. Gosh, I wonder what that would be like if we would survive World War III, and would it even be worth it if we... Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for being here. We got a... Paul, you can stop that now. Stop playing now. He's been like this ever since his beloved Canada was vaporized. We're all terribly sorry about that. You know, we only have a couple of seconds left, and my next guest is the leader of the mutants living in what's left now of Nevada and Utah. He's also the only guest we've ever had on this show who can see 2,000 angstroms into the ultraviolet. Please welcome Blorgo. Hi, Blorgo. Nice to see you. How you doing? Thank you very much for being here today. Now, Blorgo, I understand you can actually see two... Oh, don't worry about that. You know what that is? That's Tom Brokaw. He's trying to get in, but he's not getting in. He's all contaminated. He was doing some interviews on the outskirts of Ground Zero. He's not getting in here. Look, we're just about out of time. Thanks for being here, Blorgo. Sorry. Come back again and see us another time. Good night, everybody. Good night. The midway point. That's the midway point, or in layman's terms, that's a breather for you there. Okay, now let's keep...
Letter number 4.
Letter number 4.
Approaching vertex.
Approaching the vertex. So, Hal, we're very near the pinnacle, aren't we?
That's right.
Okay, approaching the vertex. Letter number 4. Dear Dave, on the February 5th show, what happened to your tie? It was hanging down to your knees, trying to start a new fashion trend. Sincerely, Benson Willis, Lake City, Florida. Hanging down to my knees, was that your tie? I got news for you, Benson. That wasn't my tie, pal. Thank you. You, of course, know Grant Tinker, chairman of the board of NBC and the chief executive officer. Grant, nice to see you again tonight.
Same here, Tom. Good evening, everybody. I'm very pleased to announce that for the second time this week, the Board of Regents of Humanitas International has singled out another stroke for special recognition. This time, it was that delightful quip about your necktie that provided us with a fresh perspective of fashion foibles and helps us laugh at ourselves and live together in peace. Here's your Humanitas Award, Tom. Congratulations.
Very much. That's a good comment. Thank you. Oh, that's a beauty. Right there.
And you folks at home, remember that today's show's back in New York. And tomorrow on Today, Dr. Art Ulin has another medical update. So let's all be there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice job. We'll see you later.
Letter number 5. Pinnacle. Really big laugh.
Dear Dave, I often worry that what I would do if I should see you on the street. I would want to be friendly because I'm one of your big fans. That's very kind, thank you, sir. But I sure don't want to bother you. At the same time, I don't want to be standoffish and have you think I don't like you. Please tell me what are the rules of etiquette when seeing Dave on the street. Thank you, Tom Holbrook, Palmer, Massachusetts. Tom, it's very easy. If you've ever seen me on the street, you would know what to do. I try to make things very easy and very clear-cut as possible. Oh, another one of these is...
Hey, that looks like David Letterman. Gee, I wonder if I should bother him for an autograph.
Hey, you, hold it right there, buddy. Hold it right there. Are you thinking about asking for an autograph? Let me tell you something. I've had a terrible day. I got a miserable cold. I'm not in the mood. Do you even watch the show? Are you carrying a weapon of any kind?
No.
All right, you may approach. How you doing? How are your folks?
Pretty good.
You from the area?
No.
Okay, there you go. That's right, the pyramid of comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, and once again, let me reiterate, we're just joking about this Stevie Nicks thing. My first guest is an entertainment correspondent for ABC, and he's also a gentleman with some relatives in high places. Please say hello to Ron Reagan. Ron?
Oh, Ron, how are you? Good to see you. Come on over here. Have a seat, sir.
Let me clear something up. Earlier, I referred to you as Ron Reagan Jr.
Which is not true, yeah.
Is no longer...
I'm not a junior. Well, I never was.
Never were a junior. So this is just our mistake.
It's true.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
It happens.
Mistake. You know what? A while back, I read a piece that you had done for, I guess it was Playboy. Was that you covering the Democratic Convention in San Francisco?
Right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was very nicely done.
Thank you.
Did you have a good time doing that?
I did.
You did a similar sort of thing in Geneva. For
Geneva and in Moscow also.
Yeah. Was that the article where you mentioned that the Russian, was it the KGB guys? Look, tell them what you said there.
Yeah, like they crush walnuts against their forehead.
That's what they look like.
It feels good. I'm sure that's what they were, too. These are tough-looking customers.
Now, when you say something like that in print, do you hear about it from...
Well, as a matter of fact, there was a diplomat who shall go unnamed.
No, let's hear his name.
Well, no, I don't know. I only read this in Time magazine.
Yeah.
Apparently, he thinks that my article is perhaps the most damaging thing to happen to Soviet-American relations in recent memory.
Well...
Which, I don't know. I'm a little flattered. Something you write, and it's up there with the Cuban Missile Crisis in Afghanistan and stuff.
But when something like that happens, do you hear about it from anybody? I mean, does your dad say,
No, they liked it. It was just this other fellow who was concerned.
I see.
You look like hell, but you're doing really well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I was talking about KGB guys. Now, I'm guessing that there's a phalanx of Secret Service people surrounding you all the time, right?
You mean they didn't tell you?
No, they didn't tell me. Are there guys...
You're supposed to... You've been deputized.
Oh, I'm in the Secret Service now.
Can I maybe sit just behind you?
Yeah, okay.
Are you wearing a...
But is there a group of guys with you now?
Not at the moment.
No, but I mean, outside in the hallway or in the
They're all
lobby?
over the place.
Yeah, how many? Do you know how many there are?
Hundreds. I don't talk about that stuff.
No, I know you don't, but see, I think this is interesting because tell us how it interferes with your normal life, because you'd really rather not be bothered by these guys, right?
Well, true. Fortunately, I was married before my father became president, so I didn't have to deal with dating or anything, with friends along with me. But you go out and try and take a quiet stroll with your wife or something, and it's a little different.
Are you ever able to give them the slip?
No. Well, you could, I suppose, but I never have.
But so it's not really your desire to try and lead them on some kind of wild
No, because
goose chase?
they're armed, I'm not, and I figure,
He's running away.
Where are we now?
Well, we got plenty of ways to go here.
if you're going to call, I could read these.
No, come on, stop it. No.
Often? Well, occasionally.
Now, speaking of your parents, and you're, in addition to being a journalist and a electronic media correspondent for ABC, you hosted Saturday Night Live 2 weeks ago.
True.
So now you open the show, and it's a parody of the film Risky Business.
Right.
And you're dancing around in your underwear.
Right. I feel a little overdressed tonight.
Yeah. Now, did your folks, first of all, do you have to clear anything with the White House to do that show?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Now, did they see that part
This
of it?
show, however, I did.
Yes, a little different deal.
Little paperwork we had to do, and,
So what was their reaction to what you did on the show?
They thought it was very funny. My mother was a little bit concerned that I would fall out of my jockey shorts on live television.
Well, I think that's every mother's concern.
Yeah. Well, your mother, as a matter of fact, has said on many occasions.
But generally, they were pretty pleased with the show?
Yeah, very.
Were they familiar with what you were doing?
Risky Business had to be explained to them because they hadn't seen the movie.
Yeah.
But,
now, do you know if they've ever seen this particular show?
I doubt it.
Yeah.
No, I rarely. It's past my bedtime.
Well,
and I'm sure past
anybody who has a
theirs.
regular job would find it difficult to stay up for this show.
True.
Now, do you know where your parents are at all times?
No, I don't, actually. Sometimes they'll just jet off somewhere, and God, I don't have the vaguest idea where they are. I think my father's going to Grenada, actually.
Supposed to be in Grenada today.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to go to the White House tomorrow, could you just walk right in and make yourself at home?
Hopefully.
Do you have a room there for you, for you and your wife? Do you have a room there where you can, kitchen and so forth?
A kitchen and so
Yeah, if you, say if it's like
a little
the middle...
hot plate in the Lincoln bedroom. So
Yeah. Say it's the middle of the night and you want something to eat.
Well, there's the kitchen, there's a refrigerator. You go and actually they padlock a lot of the big refrigerator with a lot of the, you know, good food in it.
Yeah.
The caviar and
Wow.
champagne and all that. That goes downstairs into a big kind of vault. Stuff. They're taking no chances with any of the relatives.
But you, I mean, it's you have the run of the place, pretty
Basically.
much. Yeah. Well, I think that's interesting because people.
The situation room in the basement is not
It's off
something
limits.
It's
Yeah,
off limits. No roller skating in there.
Do you want to try and call your folks?
No.
Okay. We'll be back here. On your father's staff, anybody in the cabinet that you don't care for? Somebody that gets on your nerves?
That was down here, wasn't it? I read that. I should have been ready for it, but I'm not. No, actually, I don't.
Do you ever talk politics with your father?
Sure.
Policies that you disagree with?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, see, the trouble with being president is everybody's a yes man to you, you know. Somebody's got to say, no, no, wrong.
Yeah. So or you have pretty much just a normal relationship with your father like anybody else would, except that he happens to be...
Let's talk about your dad.
Okay. Now we have here, Ron, we have the number of the White House. Now, he's not. Your father's not in the White House right now.
Apparently, he's in Grenada.
He's in Grenada. We understand. Yeah. Now, do us a favor here. See, we can experience this vicariously through you.
Yeah.
None of us have ever phoned the White House, probably without being arrested. So
you could, though. I mean, that's
I know, but
public.
but I'll be on hold.
You know what
the
happened the
rest of my
last
life.
time I called this number?
What happened?
They didn't believe it was me, and I couldn't get through.
Then you have an
Swear to
insider.
God.
Let's call him and let's just see. Could you talk to the vice president? Could you get George Bush on the phone?
George isn't in the White House.
Well, where would he be? Doesn't he?
Knows.
He
Probably in Grenada.
But when your
or an
dad's
outlying
gone,
island, I don't know.
doesn't he jump? Doesn't he go to the Oval Office and sit in the chair and that kind of thing?
You mean when my dad's
when your
away,
dad's gone?
Kind of go, hey, someday. No, I don't know.
Now, come on, now, Ron, you don't.
You did this to Amy Carter. I mean, come on. And she went, there was a thing with it. I did not wear a black.
No,
dress
Amy
today.
Carter. Now, Amy Carter's mother phoned us. Was that the deal on that? Yeah. Yeah, and it turned out to be really an exciting moment for America.
I was pleased to be a part of that moment.
Now, you don't want to call them or not?
I really, they're not there.
All right,
And,
okay,
so
that's
it'd
for
be a
sure.
waste of your time.
No, go ahead. Yeah, but I know. But who could?
We can't get to Grenada. You know, they're not there.
But who would be at the White House today? There's got to be somebody there.
Nobody. I mean, you know. Like,
Nobody?
It's empty.
President? No, we can't call Grenada.
You've got all these good questions here.
No, we've covered all
GMA,
this
Hartman, is he a weenie? Why
That's
not
number
the
8.
Today Show?
Yeah, now you're working for ABC. Why aren't you working for the Today Show?
The Today, you mean that's NBC? Is
Yeah,
that it? I don't know all these things.
Yeah. What do you do for
NBC,
ABC?
Well, little stuff for GMA and.
What kind of things?
Oh, you know, your last report I did for GMA was a cowgirl school.
Mm-hmm. Where was that?
In Central California.
And
they had me up there trick riding and stuff. It was fun.
And women learn how to be
Hanging
cowgirls?
Yeah. It's a little, well, I don't know. There was something a little funny about the idea of this old cowboy fella runs the place, and he's got a lot of 14-year-old girls in tight jeans running around hanging off of horses like this, you know. I don't know. To clean that up for GMA.
So do you do like one feature a week?
There's no regular schedule.
Yeah, but you're really enjoying that sort of thing.
That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
well,
fun.
that's great.
Pays
That's
the
terrific.
rent.
All right, listen, you're not going to call him. I guess I'll have to call later. But there's no point. There's nobody we could get on the phone.
There wouldn't be. You know, you get an operator and she'd be upset and she'd, you know.
Well, that's all right. That's something. Listen, nice meeting you. Good luck with your journalism career.
Take care of that cold.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ron. We got to pause here for
Take the $6 million man, bleach his hair, trim his beard, give him a bad attitude and a gun, and then send him traveling into the future to a world where love no longer exists. Put it all together and you've got Chris Elliott's new running character, the Regulator Guy, coming next week to late night on most of these NBC stations.
And Tuesday night is Parents' Night. That'll be a lot of fun. Everybody's parents will be here. Here in the United States, folks, we enjoy the 4 freedoms. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom from want, and freedom to pester random passers-by. I like to exercise this God-given right in the guise of that simple citizen, Mr. Curious.
Thank you very much. How do you do? I'm Mr. Curious. Excuse me, sir. My name is Mr. Curious. I have something for you. Would you like a free gift? It's like a wonderland out here, isn't it?
Well, never know how I would describe it. It will all depend upon the mood I'm in and everything.
What kind of mood are you in now?
Pretty good mood.
Good. Oh, what are you going to do there? Oh, my. What are you drinking? How do you do? I'm Mr. Curious. Oh, boy. The twinkle in her eye when she heard those magic words, I'm Mr. Curious. How do you do? How do you do, ma'am? I'm Mr. Curious. Nice to see you. Can I see what's in your bag there, ma'am? Well, I'm Mr. Curious. I just want to see what's in the bag.
You're a stranger to me. You never mind what I got in my bag.
All right. Have a nice day. You guys need any help? You need any help?
Sure.
I'll be right over. Did you get these? Okay, thank you. How do you do? Nice to see you. My name's Mr. Curious. What is your name? Huh? Gumby? I'm sorry. Okay. Here comes three goofy-looking guys. I don't know if we'll be able to talk with them, but you'll have to agree that they're goofy-looking. Gentlemen, how are you? Nice to see you.
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm Mr. Curious. Nice to see you. Bye-bye. What'd I tell you? Hi. How are you? Will you do me a favor? You see that area right there by the parking meter?
Yeah.
That snow? Could you just, like, clear that away for me? I'll hold this for you. Come on, let's... Just clear this area so we can get a clean shot to the door. Do you see where the door of the truck is here?
Yeah.
See, now when somebody gets out of the van, they have to step into the snow.
Oh, this is not for me, this restaurant.
Right. Could you just take the shovel and clean that up a little bit? Here, I'll hold this for you.
Yeah, this is not for me.
Okay, just scoop up a little bit. That'd be great. My name's Mr. Curious.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. You don't need to do anymore. That's great. Thank you very much. Okay. Have a nice weekend.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Back here to the show. My next guest was one of the cast members of SCTV and one of the original Mackenzie brothers. His very own special called The Incredible Time Travels of Henry Osgood premieres on Showtime on March 9th. Please welcome Dave Thomas. Dave. Hi, Dave. Good to see you again. How are you? Good. Come over here. That's good. Nice to see you. You know, here in New York, and I guess maybe other parts of the country, they're still running SCTV on, I think here they're running it on the...
PBS.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Very entertaining program.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
it's,
very funny.
good bread and butter for me, David.
Yeah, you folks did a really nice job.
Yeah.
How you been? You just got back from Mardi Gras.
That's right.
What was that? Now, why did you go down there? Were you invited, or you just touring? Or?
They invited me down to be the king of one of their parades.
Now, what does that mean?
It means that you ride in a float and throw beads at people that seem to want them.
Uh-huh.
And I went down there. Larry Bud Melman was down there, too. He's sort of a permanent mascot with this group.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's a real party monster, isn't he? Bubba Melman, as they call him down there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, did you start to get into a little Bob Hope there? Just a little?
Yeah, maybe I kind of slid into it a little bit. Yeah.
And you do Bob. You have a different twist on Bob, don't you?
Well, I just got sick of doing Bob as Bob, so I thought it'd be funny if Bob Hope was Scottish. You know, and he was kind of like,
"Hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bobby Hope coming to you live from Scotland. But I want to tell you that's great, eh? How about that Loch Ness Invitational, eh? Loch Ness, home of long-necked monsters, whiskey, and kilts. Sounds like Glasgow on a Saturday night, if you know what I mean, eh?
So I just thought I'd give myself a twist that would make it more interesting, you know?
Sounds good to me. You had a baby since we last saw you?
I had a little boy. He's 2 years old now, talking a Blue Streak. I got him a little doll, one of those talking
Teddy Ruxpin's, and...
Well, how do those work? Everything you say is repeated by the...
No, it's tapes in the doll's back, and he thought it was magical. It sings lullabies and talks to him, and then the other day he peeled back the Velcro strip on the back and saw the tape, and he's 2, and he says, "What the hell is this?" And my wife looked at me and said, "Where the hell did you get that from?" And I said, "Sure as hell wasn't me." You got to watch what you say.
No, you have to be very, very careful.
They pick up every undesirable part of your personality.
Now, we mentioned the Mackenzie brothers. Now, what became of Doug and... Doug and Bob. Doug and Bob. What became of Doug and Bob?
Well, the real-life Doug and Bob are Doug's here and Bob's in England doing a movie, but I just think it kind of, with the exception of the Pizza Hut commercials, where they're still going strong, it just kind of petered out. We have a place up on Lake Simcoe, and we'd drive up there.
Now, where's Lake Simcoe?
It's, yeah, that's right. Well, why should you know that, right?
It sounds like a Sears product.
Well, it's north of Toronto. It's a little cottage that we got, and on our way up there, we saw this Great White North Diner. And we drove by it a few times and just thought, oh, look at that, the guy stole the name of the Great White North. How about that?
Which that was the Bob and Doug segment on SCTV, Great White North.
Then one time I decided, well, I'm going to pull in here. You know, my wife wanted a milkshake, and I'll surprise the guy, you know, and Doug Mackenzie himself will walk in. I went in, and the guy standing behind the counter, he says, "Can I help you?" And I kind of, hoping to be recognized, said, "Yeah, give me a Great White Shake, eh?" And he said, "We don't have milkshakes here." And I said, "Oh, okay, then take off, eh?" And he said, "Yeah, take off yourself." He turned to my wife and he said, "Can I help you?" And she said, "I'm with him." He said, "I'm sorry." Didn't recognize me, so I just left. You know, I wasn't going to give him my business.
You know, well, good for you. But, you know, everybody who we talked to from Canada, they all have the same story about working with Paul in the production of some musical. Was it Godspell?
Godspell.
Did you work with Paul in Godspell?
Yes. Everybody was in that show up in Canada. It was like a black hole for talent. Just kind of sucked everybody in, you know. We were walking, Paul and I were walking when we were doing that show down Yonge Street, which they would shut off and turn into a mall. Since then, they stopped because they couldn't control it. But we were walking along, and a bum came up to me and bumped into me, and he was one of these guys that, you know, you can't get away from him, you know. And he said, you know, one of these guys, you know, what'd you call me? I didn't call you anything. You calling me a nothing? And, okay, give me a break, would you? And so he started taking swings at me and kicking me, but he was so drunk he couldn't hit me, and I was trying to dodge him, and a crowd gathered around. I said to Paul, please, get a cop, would you? And Paul runs off, and I'm dodging, and the crowd is starting to get mean now because they see him falling down. They leave him alone, pick on someone your own size. I'm trying to dodge this guy. Paul comes back about 3 minutes later, and he says, "I couldn't find a cop, Dave, but I got the best I could do was one of those meter guys." And even he wouldn't come.
Yeah, but you left out the part, though, that Dave, for some reason, Dave mysteriously became an Irish person because he got mad at this guy. Sure, and I'll be getting a cup then. You know, for no reason.
No, as I recall, Paul, my words were faith and begar. I think I'll be getting a cup.
And Paul, you actually did find a meter maid?
I found a meter person.
This man needed a Mountie.
That's right. We ran away like the children that we were then.
How long was the show in production?
17 years.
Yeah.
1 year, actually.
1 year, and it just stayed there in Toronto. You didn't tour with it or anything?
No.
Yeah.
No.
A lot of fun?
Yeah. Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah, and we're still friends, strangely enough.
Isn't that marvelous?
Who else was in it? Millions and millions of other people.
Eugene Levy was in it. Marty Short was in it. Andrea Martin was in it.
John Candy?
No. John Candy was not in it.
Yeah. On and on and on.
Gordon Thompson was in it.
This Showtime, The Incredible Travel